Well, I finally made it to my turnaround point. It's a little bit less windy here, and if I pan around a little bit, there's a nice view of Round Hill Reservoir down there, and that's the way I've come there. Right, I'm going to have a blast back. It won't take me long to get back. I'm only just over 3 miles from home, so it'll take me about 20 minutes or so. I know a lot of people won't be interested, but I normally like to know what people are riding, what equipment they're using, just to get ideas and just to see what people are using. So I thought I'd give a little brief overview of my own bike. I've got a 2014 Salsa Muckluck. It's a beautiful bike, mostly in its original condition. Like I said, it's a 2014 model. I got it second hand, of course, because the bike new was about just under £2,000. With the extras I've got on it, the total value new to replace will be somewhere around 2,700. But like I said, I got it at a fraction of the cost, so I've been really pleased with it. Like I said, it's a Salsa Muckluck. It's got Surly parts on it. It's a SRAM 1x10. It's got the derailleur at the front as well. I know a lot of the bikes lately are coming as like 1x10 and 1x11, 12 or whatever, and I was going to go down that route with a newer bike, but actually I'm very, very pleased with the way the bike performs with this setup, and I personally don't see any reason to replace it. It's got the Surly Nates 3.8, which again I don't see any need to replace, although I might experiment in the future, but given the cost of these tyres, I think that's a long way off. I think these are around about 70 odd quid to replace, which happens to be around about the same price as a new tyre for our Volkswagen Golf estate. I got the alternator rack from Germany because I intend to do a little bit of cycle camping with this bike. I do cycle camp with my other bike, which is a Brompton, but I've got a trailer for that. But I intend to use my Ortlieb panniers with this rack. The person I got the bike from, they've obviously put a Thompson seat post on, and I put the Brooks C17 saddle on, which I got a couple of years ago. Very pleased with it. Beautiful saddle, very comfortable. Up front on the handlebars I've got my Ergon GA2 fat grips, which are very comfortable. Got my light holder, and this is the, well, it's actually an Olfi attachment for an Olfi action camera that I had previously, but they're all standard attachments, so I use this with my GoPro. I got a shortened stem because I like quite a comfortable upright position, and I've got my Garmin Edge 25, which again I've had no problems with, and it's a very, very good bit of kit. The Thompson 2.5 riser bars I got several months ago, and they are very, very comfortable. I wasn't too sure when I ordered them because, again, you can't really try these things. So I bought it and just hope for the best. Jones bars, I mean, not Thompson. They're the 2.5 riser, and they make the bike a brilliant ride. The frame itself, it's got plenty of attachment points for various things, holders. This container it's a tool roll. I'll show you that more in a minute. We'll open it up and have a look. On the front, I've bought these Salsa anything cages. On this, I've got one bag only. It's a 4-litre Salsa waterproof bag, which is very useful. On this side, I've got another Salsa anything cage for just attaching anything general, really, including small items like tents, folding chairs, big flasks of water, anything you can think of, really. And just to show you how versatile the Salsa anything cages are, I've attached my small Terra Nova Laser Compact 2 tent onto one side, just to show you what it'll actually take. It's a very small tent anyway, and I suppose ultimately I wouldn't recommend that you carry such an item there on the bike, because if you should come off, then of course you're going to damage a very expensive item. But it shows the flexibility. Right, these things are very reasonable to buy. If you look at it, you think it's a water bottle, but actually it's a very useful carrying system. In the very top part, I've got various tablets, puncture repair kits, little first aid kit. I've got my Lazine CO2 bottle adapter. That's the very top lid, and then it separates again, and inside here I've got my air pressure gauge, which actually is quite important for fat bike tyres, because obviously you do twiddle with the PSIs quite a lot depending on where you're riding. Not quite sure I've got that in there. I think I put it in to stop things rattling around. What else have we got? Some gloves, rubber gloves, basic toolkit. There's my CO2 bottle. I've got a couple of rubberized tie wraps. You can just reuse them. I've got a nice little Swiss Army pocket knife, part of my puncture repair kit. So there's still some more room in there, but obviously I'm not going to carry too much stuff. But I've got the basics, and it all fits nicely in there, and stores nicely on the bike. And they're quite cheap to buy. I think that was about a tenner. Well, just to come across Galloper Moor, I'm only about half a mile from home. Been down to Nutwith Woods for the last hour. Good trails, a bit muddy today, but it's a beautiful day, so I just couldn't resist getting out. The fat tyres have done pretty well, apart from a small area where we both got stuck, but apart from that it's been great, especially coming across the track here on Galloper Moor.